Hi Connor, hi Tegan. Today is Friday, January 4th, 2013. I want to talk to you guys about Looking for Alaska and Paper Towns, two of John Green's books. It's his first and his third because I've already read the second and I will read the fourth. Yeah, I learned some cool things I want to share really quickly. Let's get right into it. At the beginning of the book, so this is Looking for Alaska, and the main character, his nickname is Pudge because he's really skinny. It's hilarious. Um, he goes to college in a kind of small boarding school, and here's a thing. Dr. Hyde, the world religions professor, kicks Pudge out of class for staring out the window during the lesson about how Buddhists believe the whole world is connected. And he was thinking about how the hills and the forests and such are all connected. He later tells Pudge this: "You've got a lifetime to mull over the Buddhist understanding of interconnectedness. But while you were looking out the window, you missed the chance to explore the equally interesting Buddhist belief in being present for every facet of your daily life, of being truly present. Be present in this class, and then, when it's over, be present out there." John Green, Looking for Alaska, page 50. One of the main quotes from the book: "If people were rain, I was drizzle, and she was a hurricane." At the end, he writes an essay that kind of goes through all of the events in the book and is his kind of final reflections. And I won't share it, it's too long and it's very, very related to the book, but I just thought it's very well done, methinks. Paper Towns by John Green. This one I've read a little more recently. This one was about Quentin and Margot and all of their friends. Kind of more of a high school rather than college experience at this point. As we walked, I kept taking glances at her through the crowd. Quick snapshots. A photographic series entitled "Perfection Stands Still While Mortals Walk Past." At some point in the book, after, spoiler alert, Margot goes missing, the detective that Quentin speaks to, he makes a simile of how runaway kids are like helium balloons, filling up the sky for him. And he sees all of them floating away as they go around, but yet he compares to Quentin that there's only one single balloon in your sky and you're trying to chase after it. At some point, you gotta stop looking up at the sky, or one of these days you'll look back down and see that you've floated away too. Another moment. Quentin is trying to figure out the mystery that Margot left for him and chase her down in a poem that he left. He tries his best to decipher this poem, but eventually he goes to his English teacher, which reminded me of when I went to Mr. Drake about ambition and Frankenstein. Here's a conversation between his parents, who are both kind of psychologists. The dad says, "Humans lack good mirrors. It's so hard for anyone to show us how we look, and so hard for us to show anyone how we feel." His wife replies, "But isn't it also that on some fundamental level, we find it difficult to understand that other people are human beings in the same way that we are? We idealize them as gods, or dismiss them as animals." True. Consciousness makes us for poor windows, too. I don't think I'd ever thought about it quite that way. They go on to talk about that, and Quentin realizes that he'd not quite understood Margot because ultimately she was a girl. Oh, one thing that Mom will not quite be excited for me to say. Margot talks at one point about the pleasure of leaving, of going away from a place, and Quentin doesn't understand at all. He's just, why would you ever want to escape from somewhere? Why would you want to leave? And I think I actually got a taste for it when I went to USU. I got that pleasure of leaving, of dropping the strings and just kind of going away from a place, and I'm going to fully experience that when I go on my mission. But it kind of took this book for me to understand what really the pleasure of leaving really means. And kind of the final quote: "What a treacherous thing it is to believe that a person is more than a person." John Green, Paper Towns, page 282.